Freedom is sexy. JustIncredible.tv.
Alright, so you guys know my channel's all about freedom, right? Keep on rocking the free world. So today, we're gonna buy some freedom. Oh, Canada. Land of Tim Hortons and maple syrup and guns. As you guys all know, a couple months ago I did take my firearms course and I got my license recently, so let's go shopping. Oh, it's big, black, and scary, but that might, you know, upset some people.
That's right.
I don't know. So let me ask you a question. How can you work here and, I mean, these guns don't jump out and kill you or anything? No. Isn't that what they do? That's what I heard on the news. Right? Yeah. You must work in the most dangerous environment. Well, actually, probably the safest environment on the planet. Are you kidding? Yeah. And there's the other half. Very cool. All right, boys and girls, I got some freedom in a bag. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, so why did I choose this particular firearm? Before all the safety nuts jump all over me, is it loaded? Is it unloaded? It's not loaded. In fact, no ammo has gone into this firearm yet. It's brand spanking new. I simply attached the magazine to show you what it looks like. It is the Mossberg Flex-22, 22 cal. It's a plinker. It's good for target shooting at the range, small game hunting. I mean, you're not gonna, you know, fend off a bear attack with something like this. And it looks pretty awesome. I wanted the tactical version. And I think it's pretty affordable. It was under 400 bucks. And it runs really cheap ammo because it's a 22. Oh, I can already see the bleeding heart anti-gun people go, oh my god, but look at it, Justin, it's black, it's scary looking, think of the children, I need my safe space, oh my god. This gun is no different than this gun. And that's one of the things that drives me nuts about these anti-gun people that don't understand. You know, like the AR-15. The AR-15 is not a particularly, you know, powerful firearm compared to a lot of other firearms that anybody can go and buy. And the media overuses the term AR-15. A lot of the mass shootings, especially down in the U.S., they like to say AR-15 was used, but actually if you need to dig a little deeper, it's usually not an AR-15, it's usually an AR-15 type of weapon, something that looks similar to an AR-15. And it's funny how everybody jumps on this, oh, we have to ban AR-15s, when you can get a bunch of duck hunting rifles out there on the market that are way more powerful than an AR-15. But it's amazing how these anti-gun people know nothing about guns, but they seem to be experts when they call to ban a certain firearm. But this is just a 22 caliber plinking gun. All right, it's nothing scary. It just looks damn awesome with the tactical stock. If you ask me, I'd rather have that than the wood handles on it, but that's pretty much, you know, the difference. Plus, it's got a nice rail up top if I want to put a scope on it, or a nice laser red dot scope. But I chose this because it's cheap ammo. It's an affordable firearm, under $400, and that's Canadian, of course. And it's non-restricted in this country. So what that means for people who aren't in Canada, a non-restricted firearm means that you don't have to register it with the government, so it's unregistered, and you can transport it and carry it basically anywhere. And you can shoot it anywhere it's legal to shoot, including on Crown land, out in the forest, or just take it to the range if you want, or if you have big private property and you want to do some plinking, you can do that. Technically, it's totally legal to walk down the street with a non-restricted firearm anywhere in this country, as long as it's unloaded, of course. But most of Canada's we're too polite to do that. You won't see that so much in big cities, but you do see that a lot when you go into small rural communities or up north. You see a lot more of that, where it's just normal for people to walk around with rifles over their shoulder. But I wouldn't do that here, because somebody will freak out and call the police, because unfortunately, thanks to media and brainwashing, a lot of society is this fear of a tool. But you know, the same people aren't afraid when they see a truck drive down the street. But just a couple weeks ago, what was all over the news, everyone? That guy that killed like 84 people driving a truck. Why aren't they blaming the truck and calling to ban the truck? The hypocrisy is unbelievable with these anti-gun people, and I'll never understand them. They really need to get out there and maybe handle a firearm and go shooting at the range and have some fun, because it's a lot of fun. If your government can't trust you with a firearm, then you should not be trusting your government. It's as simple as that. Official estimates put the number at about 30% of Canadian households that own firearms. And officially, about 3 firearms are in each of those households. Unofficially, some estimates put the number much, much higher. In fact, upwards of 20 million firearms in this country for a population of around 35 or 36 million. So that's a lot of guns. Canada has the 3rd highest firearm ownership rates out of all Western countries. So Canucks really do love their guns. There's a common myth with hipsters in big cities in this country that are always talking about how, oh, thank God I'm in Canada and I don't live in the USA, you know, where everybody wants a gun and everybody's got a gun. Oh, geez, it's so nice to be in Canada. These people literally have never left their little bubble, their little comfort zone in the city, and they don't understand that millions of Canadians have firearms licenses and millions of Canadians own firearms. You know, Canada has some of the best skiing in the world, the best ski resorts. Whistler, Blackcomb, a couple hours from where I'm sitting right now, has been rated the best ski resort in North America for many years. But you know, there are more people in this country that have a firearms license than who go skiing. That's a fact. So, you know, it just goes to show that guns are not a problem, and it's never been. And guns are not a problem anywhere. It's people that are a problem, whether they commit crimes using a firearm or a vehicle or a hammer or a bow and arrow or whatever. Criminals do not care about gun laws, so it doesn't matter what kind of gun laws they pass. It's never ever going to stop a criminal. And I'm thankful for the common sense legislation that we have here in Canada. They still have a lot of work to do with it. A lot of it's really redundant. You can become a paperwork criminal in Canada for possessing the wrong magazine for your firearm, things like that, stupid things like that. But on the other hand, as I've said before on my channel, I do agree with proper training and licensing. I don't have a problem with that. Yes, 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 if you give up your rights and the government sells it back to you as a license, then it's not a right anymore and all that stuff. Okay, I understand that argument. And I'm a libertarian by nature, but I also do not want any Joe Blow picking up a firearm, just like I don't want any Joe Blow driving a vehicle on a public road. So I have no problem with something saying that you have basic training and safety. You've learned how to properly handle a firearm, and so that's why I don't have any problem with the licensing process, which is fair. And no criminals are going to jump through that hoops. I've never heard of a criminal that took the safety course, waited over a month for their license, and then went into a gun shop and bought a gun and then committed some sort of crime with that weapon. It's almost unheard of. Once in a while it may happen, but very rarely. And most criminals don't even know what the gun laws are, let alone follow them. So she's gorgeous. She's lightweight. She runs cheap ammo, 22, 25 round mag. Semi-automatic, so it'll fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. But the best part of this beast, of course, is that it is the Flex model, which means you can buy all sorts of different stocks and accessories. I'll check this out. I'll show you. You literally just pull that up, turn it, and it just comes right apart, just like that. See? Now it's compact for storage, and you can get regular hunting stocks. You can get all sorts of different stocks for the back, and of course this is an adjustable stock, so if you want to teach your kids to shoot, you can make it shorter, and then if you're a little bit bigger, you can make it longer. It's a nice flexibility there, so you're not stuck with the size that it came with. A lot of rifles you can't adjust the stock. And it came with this awesome bag, the soft case, the Mossberg soft case, where you can now store the various pieces of your firearm and your ammo and any other accessories that you want to store with it, and it folds up nicely, and then you can sling that around your back. You can at least walk down the street with that. It's going to be fun. I'm going to get out to the woods when I get a chance. Very close to where I am, actually. There's places you can go and legally shoot on Crown land out in the forest. But I'm also going to buy a membership at a big new indoor shooting range, which they're building a few minutes from here. It's actually where I took my firearms safety course to get my license to buy guns. And they're almost finished constructing it right now. It's called the Range Langley. It's the biggest indoor range in Canada, I believe. That's what they're billing it as. They even have a door at the back of the range where they're going to be able to open it and drive vehicles in so you can shoot up cars. They're going to drive things in you can actually shoot up. That is pretty cool. So I'm going to buy a membership there. So it's literally 10 minutes from my work. So I can just, if I had a real stressful day at work, I can just fly over there and put some holes in things. And that's a great stress reliever, let me tell you. This is the ultimate keep on rocking in the free world. If you can't go out there and purchase a firearm, it's not a free world. And if you are the type that believes that people like me should not be able to purchase a firearm, then you are against freedom. I would love to buy you a one-way ticket to North Korea on the house. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Keep on rocking in the free world!
Get your stickers now at rv.live. Cat not included.